Cancer, Bitcoin. Agreement. Agreement.
Nothing that if I tell everyone how I made this money, that it's going to affect me in any sort of way.
AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000.
You just got to know what you're doing.
200.
Every single person can be successful.
Dollars in profit.
There's no reason for you not to become a full-time
now
trader.
Now we're currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40.
It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this, go out, make that money, make a killer, and let's all absolutely crush it together.
Baby, let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone get yourself prepared, get yourself ready. Everyone get ready to see what we have going on with this day today. Electricity is flowing through the blood veins today. Nothing but electricity flowing through the blood veins today. I'm ready to go. It is an absolutely BEA beautiful Wednesday outside, guys. The birds are shining, the sun is chirping. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to see what we have, because we know August trading has been a little bit slower. For the last few days, every single person that's been joining us and of course enjoying this last little bit of August, we're coming down to the end of the summer. We are. We're coming on down to the end of the summer. That means no more walking around shirtless in Walmart, getting free gifts as you walk up to the cash register with your six-pack abs bulging out and saying, hey, don't worry about this one. No more wearing little sunblock on your nose with aviators and a bucket hat. Walk into your favorite restaurant and crumble cookie. No more of that. We're coming on down to fall time. Fall time, traders. Fall trading, aka one of the best times to trade, aka one of the times that we get to see the Jets lose, aka the hottest time of the year. Guys, I'm really excited for fall. I'm excited for September, October, November, December. I'm excited for today, though. And right now at this moment, we got to talk about what is actually going to be happening today. Where is the ripping? Where is the running? Where is the spiking? Just like we did yesterday, we want to make sure every single trader knows exactly what to be trading today. You guys are prepped, you guys are prepared, and you guys are getting ready to become profitable. Every single trade we're going to break down. Every single move, every single price point, there will be no confusion. There will be only confidence moving forward. Traders, I know sometimes I get a little erratic right at the start of the day right here, and I can't help myself. I'm sorry, I'm like a little hamster on a wheel, just trying to keep sprinting. It's going as fast as I can, but unfortunately, I'm not going anywhere. Right now, team, we got some energy to burn and some profits to make. So good morning to absolutely everyone. If you guys are watching over on YouTube right now, smash that frickin' thumbs up at this time. If you guys are watching over on X at this time, hit that retweet button. Drop again a little bit of love. Hit that like button. Share it. Engage with it, guys. It helps the algorithm out, and I really appreciate you guys. But man, let's have ourselves an incredible day. Because right now, you're looking at a 6'2" man ready to be able to attack the stock market. That's what I want right now. Let's do it. Dek, are you really 6'2"? I'm anywhere between 6'4" and 5'4". Anywhere in there. Somewhere in between. Let's get ready to rock and roll on this day. So traders, what do we honestly want to be focused on here? What do we want to be looking at? What do we want to really be jumping in on? Well, let's just take a look at the very top of the board here. I'm going to turn off the music here so we can get a little bit more serious and focus on the stock market. But let's say, what is going to be the top plays of today? Well, first things first, we have to look at the top gainers, right? We have to. We have a 90% top gainer over on NBY, which is starting to hit new highs right as we speak. Now, NBY actually came out with news last night. Stock went from 60 cents, spiked on up towards around $1.05. Came back on down, retested right around that $1.05, broke above it, came back on down. Let's make this a little bit bigger. You guys can see we came back up towards around $1.05, came back on down, hit $1.05, came back on down. Now again, guess what? We're finally breaking and moving on up. That's great news. We can clearly see we had a lot of resistance. We had a past chart history where we had 105, 105, 105, 105, and now we're squeezing above 105. What do you guys see that's happening? Like, what do we get out of these plays? Well, when we keep hitting 105, it keeps enforcing 105 is going to be tough to break. When we finally do break 105, that's where shorters usually get out. That's where, again, people usually tend to get squeezed. And that's when we get to these new highs. So right now, what do you think is the most important thing over on NBY? What do you guys think is hands down the most important thing over on NBY? Stay above 105. If you can stay above this 105 area, NBY would be considered bullish. For me, I would just do this. Make your life easy, right? I like having very simple visual cues. Anything above that red line is going to be more bullish in my mind,
right? I know, again, buyers are going to have a better opportunity to win if you're above that red line. I know, again, we can easily see forward and upward momentum. But I do know if we go back underneath this area, this is where in my mind we are definitely going to be more bearish. We start seeing more weakness. We start seeing fading. We start seeing more of a drop. We start seeing, again, stocks start, fading back on down. So you want to make sure no matter what you stay above 105. If, again, you go underneath 105, you're starting to go back into the bearish side. Right now, NBY is a pretty good play. Now, what's happening, though, over on NBY? That's obviously the big question. What is going on with NBY at this time? Well, if we take a look, we have NBY right now currently up around 90%. And what did we see? Most recent news. So what was the most recent news? This news did not come out this morning. This news actually came out last night. So what was the news that came out last night, which was 8/19? Again, this was around 6 o'clock last night. It says NBY enters into a $6 million purchase agreement with investor David E. Lazar. Now, I know a lot of you guys are sitting here and saying to yourself, Dek, I don't know who David E. Lazar is. Well, the thing is, I don't know off the top of my head who David E. Lazar is. Maybe a great guy. Hey, I'm sure he's an awesome fella. But at the same time, what do we need to know? We need to know that there's someone out there in the world purchasing $6 million worth of NBY. Traders, if there is a man who is willing to purchase $6 million of NBY, he might know something we don't. Maybe. But that's how, again, we're perceiving it. Someone, a multi-millionaire, is saying, I'm buying NBY. Guys, are you a multi-millionaire? I'm going to say 99% of people that are watching right now are not multi-millionaires, don't have $6 million to throw around. This man right here, David E. Lazar, does. And he's putting that money, someone who has generated maximum wealth, into NBY. That gets retail traders excited. That gets a lot of people saying, oh, wow, that guy, again, a multi-millionaire, maybe has hundreds of millions of dollars. He's putting $6 million into NBY. Okay, you know what? I want to do that as well. And that's why, again, we are seeing right now NBY as the number one top gainer in the stock market. 90% gain right here over on NBY. We could see NBY starting to get a nice little push. This man right here, who is a 100 millionaire, purchases NBY. People are going to follow him. Team, it almost has that effect. When you see someone very successful in life, you see someone say, oh, hey, I have 17, Lamborghinis. Oh, I have 14 houses. Oh, yeah, I like to do my summers in Monaco. A lot of people are going to go up to him and say, hey, what do you do? How do you do it? Whatever you do, I want to be able to do. Well, this man right here says, well, I'm purchasing NBY. So what do you think's happening? A lot of other people are purchasing NBY, especially when there's a press release about it, especially when we're seeing this hype and momentum here. So NBY is starting to push. Now, the thing is, team, now that we understand why NBY is moving, now that we understand that there is a credible reason behind why NBY is getting this buying volume, we can also see, again, a little bit more about the company's fundamentals. The company's fundamentals right here shows it's only 4 million in float. We have a 4 million in float stock at this time. That means it's a very low float. Traders, the flow is just the shares available to the public when you have a low supply of shares and a very high demand. Well, guess what? People are going to get excited. Well, Dek, how do we know there's a high demand? Well, there's a high demand because it's the number one top gainer. There's a high demand because right now, what's the volume? Let's just see, guys. Right now in pre-market, the volume is 42 million. Now, NBY, what does it usually bring in on a normal day? This is NBY right here. On a normal day, how many times are the shares traded? 98,000. 98,000 times on a normal day. Ladies and gentlemen, right now it's 42 million. So we have 4 million shares get it traded hand to hand, left to right, selling, buying, 42 million times. There is a massive demand here. There is a low supply here, which means the price is going to increase, which is why NBY is currently up 85% at this time, right? So we have everything we need for a perfect formula. Guys, I don't know if you guys know or not. I like sweets. I like cookies. I do. I like desserts. I like ice cream. But the thing is, guess what? If I want to be able to have the perfect cookie, what do I need? I need to be able to have the right ingredients. I need to be able to have flour. I need to be able to have eggs. I need to have chocolate chips. I need to have whatever. You guys get it. Now, the same exact thing, if I want a great breakout, if I want a stock to go on a nice move, I'm going to need that perfect recipe. And what's the perfect recipe for a breakout? It is going to be, number one, you have to have a credible reason. Get people to buy that stock, right? A press release. Number two, we want to be able to have a low float, a low share supply. We only have a little bit. So when people go to that play for that credible reason, there's only a small supply. And number 3, we want a large demand. We want every single person buying that play, which is going to make the share price go. So we want to have news, we want to have volume, and we want to have a low float. You know, NBY is hitting those 3 things criteria, and that's where we have perfect chocolate chip cookies every single day. Right, guys? Beautiful. Absolutely great. You might say, hey, Dek, you know, I'm reading the comments right now. Every single person saying, Dek, you don't look like you eat a lot of chocolate chip cookies. Again, you look extremely fit, extremely athletic, extremely handsome. Guys, calm down. Stop it. I'm just reading the chat right now. Dek, again, you're so tall and you got a perfect smile. Stop. You guys are being too nice. Stop. I appreciate it. But again, guys, just go do some sit-ups after you eat a cookie. It's very simple. Now, let's get back to it. NBY right here. Does this stock have potential to go on a big time rip and run? Absolutely. So NBY, how high can this play actually go up to? Well, team, what's the big thing on NBY that really stands out to me? Well, this is what we like to call a gap to fill. Now, what is a gap to fill here, traders? Gap to fill at this time means that there is not much resistance until we get all the way up towards around the price of 180. When we get up towards around the price of 180, that is where this stock is going to have trouble. So, let me move it off to the side here. Does everyone realize that I'm just going to make this very clear and crystal clear for every single person, that if we wanted to take a look over on NBY, that there is no resistance, no trouble all the way on up towards around that 180 mark. Let me again bring this over into one of my favorite, very special tools, aka Paint. Yes, guys, I use Paint all the time. And the reason why I use Paint is because it's extremely helpful. Notice there is no resistance on this play all within this region, right? And let's actually change this color a little bit. All within this region. There's no resistance. There's nothing to stop it. Notice again, the old sell-off is back here. Then again, we have a top here, 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 and right now the stock is sitting right at this moment. So right now, again, the stock is currently sitting right here, and that's where we are basically going to have room to run up towards what area? We are going to have room to run up all the way up towards this area up here. And that is going to be absolutely great. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So the thing is, what do we need to realize? This right here, traders, right in the middle, this is what we call gap to fill. And gap to fill is basically just going to be a chart pattern, a chart setup that a lot of people like to always look at, where if the stock starts exploding, if the stock starts moving, if we start getting some hype, there's not much to slow it down. The only thing that can slow it down is itself. So if NBY, a stock that does have a credible press release this morning, not the best press release in the world, we have some guy buying 6 million shares, but hey, who knows, maybe that catches fire. And then we have a low float play, okay, and then we get a momentum stock. And then the stock starts moving its way on up. We don't have any sort of resistance, technically, all the way until around 180. And as we get up towards around 180, that's when there's going to be trouble. And that's because of back here. Does that make sense to everyone? So again, NBY, this is an awesome play for a gap to fill stock where we do have a lot of potential to be able to keep on growing and spiking and climbing and ripping and running. So again, a very simple, I just always want to be able to make it like visually easy and appealing for you so that you guys are all set, ready to go here. So NBY, we will be keeping that one on high watch and high alert, keeping that on our back burner. Now let's go over towards our next play. We'll do at SISI. Now SISI, one of the first things that we always want to do is ask ourselves, is there a reason? Remember, we want that perfect cookie, credibility. We want that perfect cookie, low float. We want that perfect cookie, high volume. Let's see if, again, we can match every single one of these criterias. Well, guys, we have our top gainers with news or filings here. So, again, when we take a look at our top gainers with news, what do we have here, traders? We do have SIS, right? SISI, excuse me, unveils the world's first on-chain cell asset tokenization platform strategic acquisition, one of my keywords that I like. So, again, I highlight acquisition, expands global blockchain biotech network. We got a 43% gain at this moment. We do have SISI comes on out and says we are again having the first ever tokenization platform. Traders, world's first is always pretty impressive, right? World's first whatever. It usually gets you exposure. When you're the first person to do something, when you're the first company to do something, it does bring in that hype. It does bring in that excitement. Now, tokenization is a very popular word right now, right? You guys may have heard about it before, but tokenization is basically making everything in the world digitized. Where again, you can make your house owned by tokens. You can make art owned by tokens. You can make your car owned by tokens. Basically, you can invest into everything and own bits and pieces of everything. You can basically invest into absolutely everything, tokenizing the world. So it's a word we hear a lot in the cryptocurrency space, and it's a word that they are bringing over towards Wall Street a lot more, talking about tokenization. So the thing is, SISI, world's first on-chain sell asset tokenization platform, definitely has credibility on why this stock is ripping and running and spiking and climbing. So not a bad play in any way, especially being the best press release with a gap up so far. Doesn't mean it's the best press release, but it's the best press release with a gap up. So again, we are seeing SISI with a 47% gap up at this moment. We do have 9 million in float, which is not that big in float. Anything sub 10 million in float is what we want to be looking at. So anything sub 10 million in float is where a lot of buying volume moves in. That's where we start seeing a lot of hype and momentum. SISI did go from $4 up towards around $8. We can also take a look over here. SISI, is there good volume? Well, on right now we have about 12 million shares traded only in pre-market. So 12 million shares traded in pre-market so far. How much usually goes through here? 142,000. So obviously there's attention towards this play. Only 142,000 in volume is usually the average, is what we usually see. Today we got 12 million. So there's attention. We have credibility. We have a lower float. We have, again, volume towards it. We just got to see if this thing spikes and climbs. Now, again, just like we talked about with NBY, the potential is there, but we need the next leg on up. NBY could go all the way up towards 180 today if it catches fire. Now, if it doesn't catch fire, it might just die on off. Same exact thing with SISI. Guys, SISI, what gets me very excited is that this play was it all the way up towards $850 at some point? To be frank with you, no. It was never actually up towards $850. This is a stock, unfortunately, that keeps doing stock splits, reverse stock splits. So the thing is, what do I mean by that? If you do a reverse stock split, you take away current shares and then you can change the price to a little bit higher. And then once your stock falls and fades, you can take away some more shares and then change the price a little bit higher. So basically, you're taking away shares to the public so the current shares are a little bit more valuable, and that changes your old past chart history pattern to make it look like you were an $800 stock at some point. Unfortunately, they never were. The reason why companies do that is because they want to stay on the NASDAQ or they want to stay on the New York Stock Exchange. They do not, right? They do not want to go on the OTC market. You know, basically, the easiest way to think about this, guys, if anyone's lost or confused, is if you are a baseball fan, okay? There is multiple leagues of baseball. You have your Mets and your Yankees and your Braves and your Bears. Like, you have the major leagues. But then you also have like your AAA team, your AA, your single A team. Does anyone around them have some sort of like AAA team? Like for me, I live in Pennsylvania. We have the Iron Pigs. And the Iron Pigs is basically the AAA team before you go to the Phillies. So again, if you want to play on the Phillies, you got to play on the Iron Pigs first. And then if you're good enough, you go to the Phillies. Basically, again, how the stock market works is a lot of times if you are a bad stock or not a good company, you're on the OTC market. No one wants to go to the OTC market. No one wants to get demoted down to the Iron Pigs. You want to play for the major leagues. Well, what's the major leagues? That's going to be the New York Stock Exchange. That's going to be the NASDAQ. So a lot of companies will do reverse stock splits over and over and over and over again, just so they don't get demoted down to the Iron Pigs or again to the OTC market. So this stock is not a very good play, to be honest with you. It's not. It's a company that, again, keeps on trying to stay alive and probably is going to get demoted very soon. But at the same time, could it catch fire today? 100%. Now, where's, again, the resistance line? The main trouble is going to be the 50-day moving average. Notice here, guys, look at the past chart history pattern. This is going to be extremely important. When you take a look at the past chart history pattern, what do you guys realize? The 50-day moving average, one of the most popular indicators in the stock market. Every single trader should be using it on the daily chart. Very simple, very easy. What you guys realize here is you guys do have top resistance right next to that blue line. Top resistance right next to that blue line. Take a look right here. Top resistance, top resistance. Here you did get a little breakout, but then you do have, again, a whole lot of top resistance right here. Here's a lot of top resistance right here. Most likely, if this one spikes, it's going to have somewhere right around there. It's probably going to go somewhere between $10 and $11 if this one spikes. Traders, the 50-day moving average on the daily chart is hands down one of, if not the most popular indicator. You have the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. Traders, if anyone's wondering, and I know, again, I don't like to say this as like more of like a braggy point, but I do say this because I just want to enforce again like the key point on how important it is. 50-day, 200-day. I literally have every single one of my entries and exits right here of course, my long-term portfolio. Why is that? The S&P 500. The S&P 500, the 50-day moving average here, traders. I always have this on my daily chart, my weekly chart, and my monthly chart. Traders, watch this blue line. If anyone is wondering, how did I get in on April 7th? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is partial luck, but also partial talent, partial skill on how I bought on the lowest day on the S&P 500. And how did I do that? All I was doing was looking at the chart. If I go back to a weekly chart, over on the S&P 500, look at the red line, look at the blue line, the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. Take a look at what we see on the S&P 500 right here. The S&P 500, if you scroll on back through time, let's go all the way back to 2018. Notice what happened. Weekly chart. 200-day moving average. It was the perfect bounce in 2018. Back in 2020, it went a little bit underneath it. Amazing. Get involved. Back in 2022, perfect bounce off the 200-day moving average. Come back on down. 2023, perfect bounce right here. Notice what happened as we come back on down in 2025, right next to the perfect bounce. It's the perfect bounce every single time. That's on the weekly chart. You can also switch over to the monthly chart and basically guess what we have? It's the perfect bounce area. Notice what we have. 2018 right at the blue line, bounce play perfectly. Notice what we have. 2019 perfect line, bounce play. Look what we have. 2020 bounce play. Look what we have. 2022. So if anyone's again saying, Dek, how did you nail the absolute bottom day? How did you nail the absolute bottom opportunity? How did you get in absolutely at the perfect time of the year? Partial of it was a little bit luck, just getting in on Monday, April 7th. But the other partial of it was, again, saying, hey, I'm getting filled because we're going to pull the trigger slightly above the 50-day moving average on the monthly chart, just because we do have these perfect dip buys and bounces. I wanted to get a lot of entries, guys. I wanted to get entries. I wanted to get filled. I wanted to be able to say to myself, hey, guys, let's do this, right? So what we have here is I saw that we were coming on down. I would have kicked myself if I did not pull the trigger somewhere around this mark. I pulled the trigger and I got in, right? So basically, again, I also have proof not only right here, and I know this is hard to see, so I can bring some screenshots. As I told you guys yesterday, I do work with a financial advisor. And basically, him and I were talking, right? Him and I were talking, my financial advisor here, on him pulling the trigger for my 401k, aka my retirement account. I'm just going to block out his name right here. And basically what I was emailing him back and forth, and I was like, hey man, let's get ready to go. Monday, April 7th. Obviously, again, we're getting these absolutely huge drops. And then, we were kind of debating on how much we want to be able to put in over on this crash. And then this is, the emails him and I were exchanging. LML, I'm about to enter the trades now after you confirm. It's still a good price on most of them. I would like to initiate positions. Are you okay with me pulling the trigger right now? And as you guys could see, that was back on Monday, April 7th. So again, my long-term portfolio is incredible right now, guys. My long-term portfolio, I'm up over 6 figures this year. And again, how am I doing that? Well, again, I did enter one partial luck. I'm not going to lie with you, but also why did I reach out to him? Why did I say, hey, enter me right now? The stock market was down 22% from its highs. 22%. Does the stock market fall more than 20% on average? No, usually you see a 20% drop. That is the start now heading into, this bear market territory. We do have correction territory at 10%, bear market in 20%. We were down 22% on the S&P 500. Okay, it's a great time to start entering. Also, 50-month moving average right here. Great time to start entering. We started pulling the trigger on everything right here back on again Monday, April 7th. Google, right? Google, very safe, easy entry. Monday, April 7th, I'm in at 143. It's all the way up towards 200. Amazon, I'm in at, again, the price of 165. It's all the way up to 226. Kava at this time. I pulled the trigger on this one. Monday, April 7th at the price of 73. It's back down to 67. That one's not doing anything too well. Palantir, I entered. Palantir, Monday, April 7th. I'm in at $71. It's now down at $153. NVIDIA, I entered on Monday, April 7th at the price of $91. It's at $167. Bros, Dutch Bros, I have in at $49. It's currently at $63. VST, Monday, April 7th, I entered at $98. It is now sitting at up towards around $200. Meta, I'm in on right now. I'm just reading again what I have. In at $491, currently up at $748. So again, my long-term portfolio right now is incredible. It's the best, it's ever done. And that was probably my best trade ever, getting in at the bottom. But it's all from these indicators. That's all it is. It's all from these indicators, guys. And I want to make sure that you guys understand that. Right now, we just came to 9 a.m. Let's see what comes on out on this hot press release wave. And let's see if we get anything big at 9 a.m. Little heads on up. 9 a.m. news is starting right here and right now. Let's just see if anything comes on up here. WLDS collaborates with leading Japanese e-commerce platform. Maybe that could get a little hype. Let me turn on the voice alerts as well. Let me turn off the music in case we get anything. WLDS. Let's just see if that one gets any sort of buying volume. No, not too much there yet. I think we have the majority of the main plays that we want to see right now. We'll leave the voice alerts turned on, so if anything does come on out, we'll hear it together, okay? So we are all set. Nothing at 9 a.m. just yet. But the whole reason why I even got on that little spiel right there was saying the 50-day moving average is going to hold up as resistance on SISI. So SISI, top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. If this one does spike today, it's most likely going to get up towards around that $10 area. Okay? So we got a game plan over on NBY, game plan over on SISI, right? Those are the two plays. Now, we also have TIVC starting to move on up here a little bit. What is going on with TIVC? Why is TIVC having some hype? Why is TIVC having momentum? What is happening right now in TIVC? Well, the great news is TIVC, guys, it's only 1 million in float. This is a very low float stock. TIVC up 34%. Unfortunately, that's not that much, but maybe we can turn it into a positive light and saying, since it's not up that much, guess what? We could be able to make a lot of cash and we could be able to make a lot of money over on TIVC. So TIVC here, the best thing about this play, it is building higher lows, isn't it? Right? We could see higher lows here. We could also see where resistance is at. If we want to just continue out this trend, what is the best way to be able to play the stock, right, guys? If we want to be able to continue out this trend, what would be the best way to trade this if it holds? You go ahead and you look for a dip buy off the blue line. You go ahead, you look for a short off the red line at the top. Right now, TIVC is trying to grow. It's trying to get that hype. It's having a little bit of rejection, needs to hold up that bottom support right around 390. Let's also add the VWAP indicator as well over on our minute chart. Very important. And it's also testing the VWAP. We should get a little green candle right around this 390 mark off the bounce play off the blue line and the VWAP. We will see if it holds though. TIVC, Dek, does this stock have any sort of credible news, any sort of reasoning? Yes, it does. Again, it's all about just being prepared. We could see TIVC is the #2 top gainer with news this morning. Now, what is going on with TIVC? It's most recent news right here. Let's see what we have here, guys. TIVC receives. Receives is one of our key words. What is it receiving? Is it receiving money? Is it receiving an award? It's receiving 2 investigational new drug applications. So it's receiving applications to treat different cancers. Okay. So TIVC, it's a good press release, but it's not an incredible press release. TIVC right here, guys, this is a stock that does have keywords. It's a stock that is up. It's a stock that has a low float. But is it saying that we have received a large amount of money? Have we received FDA approval on its treatment for drugs on cancers? Is it receiving or does it talk about positive data on its treatment for its cancers? No, it's talking about receiving applications. I mean, that's not really anything too amazing. It's really not. So the thing is, traders, is it a decent press release? Yes, it's decent. Yes, it's worth watching, but it's not anything that's kind of getting the crazy hype and momentum right now. So again, TIVC, it is the #2 top gainer, right? It is the last press release that came out right around 8:30 that was worth noting and worth watching, right? You know, talking about this one at 370 here. TIVC now still trying to move itself on up. Let's see if this play is going to hold. But you know what? I am gauging this morning already. And what do I mean by gauging this morning? Is there's not any crazy hype just yet. You know, I've been able to talk without kind of missing out on anything. NBY, we already talked about this one. We know if this one catches fire, we got the gap to fill up towards 180. It's probably one of the better bet plays so far. SISI, This one has potential. If this one spikes on up here, team, 50-day moving average. That's going to be our target. That's all the way up towards around 10.10. I think the top on this play would be like around $11. We have, again, what was the play we're talking about? TIVC. Unfortunately, TIVC is getting a little bit weaker. STAI, not doing too much at this moment. And then also AUUD, not doing too much at this moment. As of right now, as I'm speaking, in this moment in time, by far the best play is NBY, trying to slowly creep its way on up. And then we have SISI, which has the potential to squeeze today, which has the potential to rip and run. But those are, again, the two best plays here. NBY had news last night. SISI had news this morning. Okay? Very simple, very straightforward. But again, these are the two stocks we want to watch. Dek, if I want to buy SISI, where do I buy it? Okay, great question. Let's figure it out. If you want to buy SISI, where's the safest? Where's the best bet? Where it seems like right now, the safest entry would be back on down towards $7. $7 is the best bet to be able to say to yourself, okay, this is a nice floor. Why do I say that? Do you guys see it hit $7 and got rejected? And hit $7 and got rejected? Rejection, resistance now turns into the bounce. Bounce play at $7, bounce play at $7, bounce play at $7. Old resistance holds up as new support. So if this stock comes back on down to $7, that's going to be some struggling, that's going to be a tough area to fall underneath. It's probably going to hold up as our floor. You could literally just go over to Google and type in support and resistance in trading. And what you guys will realize is, I mean, like, look at these easy images. Look at this right here. I'll make myself a little tiny so you guys can see this. But notice resistance, resistance, you break resistance, you turn now into the floor, right? So that's the same exact idea that we are having over at this moment when we take a look over on SII. Resistance, resistance, turns it now into the floor. Easy. So again, SISI, best again dip buy areas back down to $7. Now, where's the trouble? The trouble right now seems like it's right around $7.65. Now, why $7.65 at this time? Oh, I accidentally got rid of those. Let me put them back. Is resistance, got above it, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, back underneath it, now holding back as resistance. So basically what we have right here, traders, is you could see where we have our roof, right? Where's the ceiling? And you guys can also see where's the floor. And these are, again, going to be our two areas that make sense. These are going to be our two areas where we could say, let's, again, dip by the bottom. Let's short the top. Well, Dek, what if, again, it breaks out? I want to be a breakout trader. I want to be the person buying for the big rip and run. Team, I will tell you right now, if it gets above the price of probably $7.70, there's a great chance that it could squeeze all the way back up towards $8.20. But I will tell you this here, team, and I got to throw this out here, and I got to be open, honest, and transparent. Where I see the majority of traders lose is they are constantly looking to be a breakout trader. They say to themselves, hey, Dek, I see the stock just ran up to $5. Oh boy, it's coming back up to $5. Let me get ready to buy this play. Oh man, it's going to squeeze. You buy right here, and then guess what happens? What does the stock do? You guys know the story. It falls back on down. You end up getting out of this play. You end up taking a loss. Then again, guess what happens? Guess what happens, guys? The stock again. Oh boy, Dek, it's coming back up. I'm going to make all my money. It's getting a little bit of a breakout. It's time for me to enter. You enter right here, and guess what? You guys know the story. It comes back on down. And then you say, screw this play. I'm done with it. I lost again all my money. This play sucks. And then it comes back on up, and you say, no, I've learned my lesson. I'm over it. And then it goes on the big explosive move on up. And then you start freaking out even more as everyone who jumps in on this play now makes a ton of money. Who here has ever gone through that story, right? So the thing is, traders, what I want you guys to start realizing is that notice all the areas you became a loser. You again became a loser here. You became a loser here. You became a loser here. Notice buying at resistance is usually not a good idea. It's not. Buying at resistance, ladies and gentlemen, is usually not a good idea in any sort of way. What you would rather do is, again, buy at support. Look at this here, traders. Notice if you just changed your mindset and says, you know what, I'm not going to buy at the very tippity top. Instead, I'm going to look to buy for dip buy opportunities where I know, hey, there's a bounce play. That's money. Here's a bounce play. That's money. Here's a bounce play. Well, now it's a lot of money. Guys, I will always try to stick with what is going to make you the most money. When we take a look over on, again, SISI, I will tell you, yes, if we break this area and we get that squeeze and breakout, you can make a lot of money. But what has happened the majority of time? Buy here, you lose. Buy here, you lose. You again, buy here, you lose. You buy here, you lose. You buy here, you have the odds is you are going to lose a lot more buying at resistance than just buying at the bottom here, buying at the bottom here, and buying at the bottom here every single time you would have won. So the thing is, team, it's just always better to look for, again, dip buys and then hold it for the breakout rather than you look for the breakout and you buy at the very tippity top. And maybe I'm saying your game right now of what you guys are used to, like what you're known to happen. Traders, if you guys feel like I'm dropping some dimes for you, if you guys feel like, again, I'm giving you some great value, if you guys feel like I'm helping you out in this morning, again, what do I ask? Hey, everyone, take 1 second, smash that thumbs on up. If you guys are on X right now, retweet this. Show again, be like, hey, Dex live right now. Great trader, extremely handsome. Hey, everyone, come check him on out. Maybe you don't got to add that middle part. Again, sometimes I just hype myself on up. I try to get myself excited. We got, again, a little lower confidence every now and then. Guys, I just heard a voice alert come on out for what? Voice alert just came on out with the word successful.
Agreement.
A successful just came on out where we have AVAV, and we also have an agreement press release just came on out. Do you guys hear the voice alerts? I turned on the voice alerts for the desktop, so you guys should be able to hear them. But let's see if AVAV just had a successful press release. And nothing right there. So nope, nothing right there. And we do have an agreement over on OSS. Nope. And MTEK. Nope. Okay, so nothing, no spike right there. But at the same time, it's always good to be aware, right? The thing is, not every single press release with a good keyword is going to go on a big rip and run. That's the thing, guys. Not every single press release with one keyword will go on a rip and run. But it's like my dad says, right? If you're cold, have a jacket. If I'm leaving again my house, right, when I was a kid and my dad would say, hey, bring a jacket, I'll be like, Dad, it's like 75 degrees. Yeah, but it's supposed to get cold a little later. And I'll be like, I don't want to bring a jacket. I'll be like, just bring it, put it on the side if you don't need it. Same exact thing right here. I always like to get every single press release because the thing is, guys, if I hear it and I look at it and it does nothing, no big deal. But if it does do something, I'm the first one in. Traders, you want to be the first one. The first one in stock trading, the first one in the stock market, the first one getting after these plays, the first one making money, the first one being aware of, okay, what's the best plays of today? Well, the best plays of today, guys, we know is SISI, right? Talks about, again, that tokenization press release. We know, again, even yesterday, NBY had the hot press release as well, right? NBY entered it into this agreement. Dek, what are the overall best press releases here today, guys? Let's go over what, again, the Fox Runner analysts have as the best press releases today. Can we go through this? Number one, TIVC. We already know of TIVC, but unfortunately, TIVC, guys, has come crashing on down. So this was a great press release, just a little heads on up, but unfortunately, it is coming crashing on down. What else do they have right here? They had THAR. THAR was a great press release. Let's see what THAR did. THAR went from 120 up to 180. Did have a great, rip and run. Unfortunately, it is coming right back on down. So that one didn't hold on up. This is, let's talk about savings to grow wealth. How's it done? Guys, check out this article. Little heads on up. If anyone is saying to themselves like, Dek, what is like the proper, slow, steady way of growth? This is, again, talking about, building an emergency fund, looking for matching funds for your 401k and Roth RIA, paying high interest rates down, contributing to an IRA, saving more for retirement, saving for other goals. So again, if you guys just have some time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, research this, do some research and learn, what is the right way to actually save for retirement. Really good article right there. What else do we have here, traders? Some other things. SoFi traders, should we be concerned? Let's read this. Let's see what this is about. SoFi, should we be concerned on the strong reversal yesterday? Okay, so let's take a look at the chart real quick. When we take a look at the chart over on SoFi, what do we have? SoFi had a big red candle yesterday. SoFi, again, came on up to $25, got rejected, came on up to $25, got rejected. What happened here? So it says SoFi, one of the hottest fintech companies in the world. Is this the top? To all SoFi investors, seeing a 6% drop in a day after hitting new highs is a little nerve-wracking, but this is all part of natural movement. There are two main resistance areas that you tend to look at to reverse for due to psychology. So what we have here is natural resistance. This will be strong whole numbers in the stock market and will change due to the stock's price. For instance, if a stock is $2, natural resistance will be $3, $4, and $5. Every dollar mark will be a selling point. In SoFi's case, it is every $5 with the strong $25 area holding up as natural resistance. So traders, I've talked about this a lot before in the past as well, is when you see whole numbers in the stock market, especially $5 increments or $25 increments, they are going to be holding up as very strong resistance lines. So $1, $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, these are very strong areas where people tend to sell. Not only are we hitting a strong natural resistance line on SoFi, aka $25, but we also have past chart history. Past chart history is where the stock was rejected in the past, right? Is where it can be rejected in the future. Only 3 weeks ago on 7-29 did we see SoFi touch 25 resistance before reversing back on down. So basically here, traders, what we have right here is, while seeing SoFi have a pullback is never what investors want, please note that this is expected. SoFi's next major support line will be $20, also next to that 50-day moving average. So traders, if you are a big SoFi person, and you have this massive red candle yesterday, I know it's not fun to see, but at the same time, I wouldn't be too concerned. SoFi's up big already. It is hitting $25, very strong natural resistance. And again, hitting $25, it's going to most likely have rejection. It's past chart history and natural resistance. A lot of people locking in profits. Just the way it works. So again, did SoFi come out with bad news? No. Did SoFi, is this a garbage play? No. I like SoFi a lot, and I know a lot of people like SoFi. But at the same time, just be aware that SoFi right here, team, is a stock that you are going to want to just be aware of, that there might be a little bit of pain before you move on up, all because of natural movement. Nothing, again, too wild right there. Dek, BLSH, bullish. The revolutionary cryptocurrency play. Bullish. Could this IPO be an amazing dip buy soon? So unlike Coinbase and Robinhood, which heavily targets retail investors, Bullish prioritizes institutional clients, offering tailored infrastructure of high-frequency trading. So guys, I did a little research on this play earlier. Now, Bullish is a new IPO play, an initial public offering. It's brand new, just came on out like 5 days ago. Now, Bullish came crashing on down. It's a cryptocurrency play, and what they do, guys, is they tailor to institutions. So what does like Robinhood do? Robinhood is like for retail traders, Wall Street bets, like the average person. Bullish is not for retail traders. Bullish is they're trying to basically say, hey, if you're a hedge fund, if you're a Wall Street broker, if you have hundreds of millions of dollars and you want to buy crypto, go through Bullish. Don't go through Robinhood, go through Bullish. That's what that's about. Okay? So this is a brand new IPO. If you guys are, again, a big cryptocurrency fanatic, if you guys want to be able to invest in a cryptocurrency and says, hey, who's going to be like the NVIDIA of cryptocurrency? Who's going to be the Palantir of cryptocurrency in the stock market? Well, we know, again, there's MicroStrategy, MSTR. That's been absolutely awesome. And now, again, we saw yesterday Tom Lee's stock, right? BMNR, which is like Ethereum's MicroStrategy. Remember, BMNR went on that crazy massive spike. Now we have BLSH, which is a new platform kind of competing with Coinbase, but again, only focusing institutions. Now, why would someone want to do this? Why would someone want to buy this company? Guys, institutions have hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through Bullish. Could be a big play in the future. Now, it's a brand new play. It's only, again, 6 days old going into today. So again, please understand, maybe again, a watch list play, but always have it on your back burner there. SISI, we already talked about this press release as well. The SISI, this is the number 2 top gainer in the stock market. This one could squeeze and spike. NBY still again trying to hold. SISI is the number 2 top gainer. That one came out with a press release at 7 a.m. this morning. So that was a press release all the way at 7 a.m. Stock was at $7.33 right now. Again, still basically sitting at the same area it was at 7 a.m. this morning. So anything else? AUUD. That's for early bird investors. Guys, I've shown that picture a ton. NBY. Again, NBY, guys, this was super early this morning. Talks about that $6 million purchase agreement from that investor we already went over, David E. Lazar. All right, and that's basically it. So that's everything that we have here this morning, going over absolutely all the hottest plays, all the hottest press releases. Want to make sure every single person is prepared. If you're saying, Dek, what are you watching at the start of the day? SISI and NBY. We've talked about both plays in full detail. We've talked about, again, the dip buying, the resistance lines. Resistance over on SISI is at 770. Dip buy support is back on down to 690. NBY at this moment is, again, slow and steady, moving itself on up. We do know we have a gap to fill if this play ever takes on off towards around 180. Let's start figuring out some actual game plans and some actual entries at this point. Dek, what do you want to do? Well, team, to be frank with you, I know the majority of stocks usually tend to spike and reverse, right? That's what usually happens. For instance, THAR. THAR spiked on up, dumped on down. For instance, AUUD. AUUD spiked on up, came crashing back on down. For instance, NBY still basically holding, but is this play going to spike on up and come crashing on down? And is SISI going to be spiking on up and come crashing back on down? This is where we kind of have to figure some things on out. So what I am going to be looking for is, I think at the start, let's just see how much shorts are. Let's go ahead and take a look right here, guys. Let's go with SISI. How much are shorts over on this play? Let's say we want to get, I'm going to go 2,000 shares on the short side, inquire about this, 2,000 shares, locate lowest, and let's see what we have. That's going to cost me about $80. Okay, let's come back to that in a second. It's going to cost me 80 bucks, which means I'm going to have to make about 4 cents over on SISI to make back my money. Okay, that's fine. That's not really the biggest deal. What about NBY though? NBY, on the other hand, this play is slow and steady, trying to work itself on up. Remember, we don't have any sort of chart resistance all the way up to 180. It would basically just be like 125 is going to be strong resistance. Let's see what we have here. Let's go 6,000 shares over on this play. Inquire about 6,000 shares to short if we wanted to. Locate lowest. How much is that going to cost? That's going to cost me $30. $30 right there. So basically, we have a $30 fee, and we are going to have an $80 fee if I want to get the amount of shares that I would like. Now, it all depends on which one is going to spike, which one's going to hold, which one's going to go on a big time rip and run, which one's going to, pop and fall. So, guys, is there a chance that both these stocks have quick little morning spikes and basically everyone gives up on it? It's still August trading. We know we haven't seen like any 100, 200% big time spikers and climbers. Is there a chance that both these plays go on quick little spikes and comes crashing back on down? Absolutely. There's a chance that these plays going quick little pops on up, comes right back on down. I think SISI has a little bit of a better chance to be able to spike on up. I think I'm going to focus, I think, a little bit more over on SISI. And I'm going to do 2,000 shares over there on that play and say, you know what? I think that one has a chance to be able to make us some nice money, to be able to make us some nice cash. Now, Dek, what do I want over on SISI? I know we have a lot of resistance right around the 760 mark, but I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to say if this play can go up towards like 790, I think it's going to have a better rejection, maybe in the 790 to $8 mark. So I'm actually just going to spread out some orders. I'm going to go 250 shares right around 790. Go ahead, enter short. I'm going to go 798, 250 shares, short. I'm going to go up towards like 809. Go ahead, short. I'm going to go all the way on up. I'm going to spread out 2,000 shares, honestly, from like 790 all the way up to like 860. I'm just going to spread out orders in case we ever get that big, long upper shadow. Now, I might not get filled up near 860 or anything. I might not get filled. But at the same time, at least I'm going to have something like maybe 1,000 shares or maybe, again, 750 shares if it does just get any little pop. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of spreading out some orders, seeing what we can do, seeing the money we can make. And we will be all ready to rock and roll. All right, awesome. So, SISI, watching this one closely so that we're all set, ready to go for a big day ahead. How's everyone feeling today, guys? How is everyone feeling on this day? I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are, again, fired on up, and I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. Once again, if you guys are jacked on up on this day, smash that thumbs on up here, baby. Hit that like, hit that retweet. Let's get our day started. Shout out to everyone over on YouTube joining us right here and right now. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter joining us right here and right now. Got ourselves some big days ahead. Now, traders, we got about, 5 minutes until the market opens on up. I'm going to drop some links for you guys. So, again, everyone is all set here, ready to rock. Now, Dek, what links are you going to drop? First things first here, I'm going to drop. If you guys want to use the same exact broker that I am using, Dek, how are you shorting every single one of these stocks? How are you shorting every single one of these plays? How are you getting involved with every single one of these stocks here? You guys can use Cobra. Cobra is the broker that I am using. Cobra is, I think, the absolute best broker in the world. They are fantastic. Everyone click that link right now. Go get yourself a Cobra account. If you guys do use my link as well, you guys are going to be getting a ton of amazing discounts. You guys are going to get 1 free month of no commissions whatsoever. It's all free. You will also get a free month of free software. And then you also get 50% off commissions for life. So your first month, you don't pay anything. No commissions, free platform, and then after your first month, you have 50% off commissions for the rest of your life. Now, you guys also are going to be able to short nearly every single play. You guys are going to be all ready to rock and roll. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely incredible. Make sure, again, if you guys have not checked that on out, you guys go do that right now. What else do I want to throw out there here, traders? What else I want to throw out there is, of course, I do want to be able to throw out the charts here. If you guys like right here over the charts, what you guys are seeing, that is going to be trade ideas. Trade ideas, guys, you guys do get 15% off over on trade ideas if you guys go ahead and use that link. So you guys will be all set, ready to go. That is, again, 15% off over on the charts so that you guys are all set. You guys can also type in the promo code Dekmar Trades, and you guys are going to be all ready to rock and roll. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be really awesome, and that is going to be absolutely great. Dek, hit us on up. What's next up in line? Next up in line here, team, is going to be Fox Runner. Fox Runner, traders, where I get all the answers every single day. Right here. Dek, how do you find all the news the moment it comes on out? How do you, again, have all the hottest press releases? Fox Runner, my favorite scanner. Literally, you guys just heard it. And another phase 3 agreement right here. Foxy for 30% off. Guys, they do give you a free 30-day pass. And if you type in the word Foxy, you guys do get 30% off your subscription as well. So make sure you guys go take advantage of that so that you guys will be all ready to rock and roll. Dropping that link for you guys over in the chat room right there. Also, got a couple more here for you guys. Again, we got a little bit of time left. If you guys are interested in a prop firm, you guys can go over, type in TC30 for 30% off for, again, prop firm trades. If you guys are interested in a prop firm, one-stop prop, go ahead and check them on out. Absolutely awesome, absolutely incredible. And again, you know, another very just great way for you guys to be able to trade the markets using a prop firm if that is your thing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. So again, I wanted to drop number 1, you guys have the broker. Number 2, you guys have Fox Runner. Number 3, you guys have a prop firm. Number 2, you got 4, you guys got trade ideas. And last but not least here, traders, the last one. Last but not least, I got to throw something out there. And what's the last thing I want to throw out there right here and right now? Is that Tradecaster, where I live stream every single day, where I am here. If you guys want to be part of our chat room, part of our community, if you guys want to, again, be able to have the sauce, if you want to join our summer boot camp, our summer boot camp, guys, goes live next week. Our summer boot camp is Monday through Friday next week, going over A to Z, 0 to 100, everything you need to know. If you guys want to learn how to be able to trade stocks and you want me to mentor you and you want me to teach you, next week we have 5 days, A to Z, everything you need to know. For the first time ever, Tradecaster has dropped its prices. Tradecaster is not $100 a month, and it's not $174 a month anymore. We have changed all of our prices to over 50% off. We are now, again, $79 a month. First time ever, lowest price ever. So if you would like to lock in the lowest price ever over on Tradecaster, make sure you guys come on over here. New pricing on Tradecaster. Yes, if you sign up, you will again have access to the summer boot camp. And you guys will also have a free 7-day pass. So make sure you guys sign on up. Make sure you guys get yourself a new fresh subscription. Very, again, awesome. Absolutely incredible. And I'm excited to get every single person ready to rock. Guys, let's do it. That's all the links right there. All the little promos right there before we kick off our day. So before we kick off our day, wanted to throw that out there for every single person so that you guys are all ready to rock and roll. All right, here, baby. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to have some fun. Let's get ready to make this money, and let's get ready to do what we do best. Man, it's going to be an awesome day. Woo! It is going to be incredible. Market opens up here, team, in about a minute and a half. Let's do this. All right, traders. Right now at this moment, let's talk about my first trade of the day. Now, I am not in on anything at this time, but guess what? You guys know I am getting prepared to get filled. Here is my position box. My position box is going to be right above me throughout the entire day. Now, I want you guys to be able to see absolutely everything. I want you guys to be able to see my entries. I'm going to look to get filled, as you guys know, up near around $8 all the way up towards $8.75. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I do think SISI is going to be one of the most active plays here today. But we have to take that with a grain of salt. We do know SISI at this time here, traders, is about 10 million in float. We have seen the majority of plays go on quick little spikes and then usually come right back on down, right? We're usually seeing, this is like usually the pattern in August. Stock comes out with news, gets hype, goes on a big rip and run, comes crashing back on down, right? Just like we saw, let's say yesterday over on SoFi. SoFi, a little bit of a different example, spiked on up towards old spiking highs. Guess what? Came back on up, crashed back on down. I know SISI is a play that has a lot of hype today, is a play that has a lot of momentum today, is a play that has a lot of attention here today. But I also do realize that SISI is most likely going to try to get a quick little spike up near around 8.15. Maybe it gets a little bit higher and then comes crashing back on down. I would like to get entries right around $8 all the way up towards like 8.50 and get ready for that possible crash back on down. I would like to see SISI open up, quick spike, get filled, dump back on down. That's been what we have been seeing with the majority of plays. Dek, where would be your top area here? I would say if SISI really starts taking on off, 8.75, that should be top resistance. If we start seeing $9 plus, I'd have to get out. So I will always tell you where I'm entering, but I will also tell you I have to have a stop loss as well because we can't ever let our losses run. Traders, I'm always willing to get involved in a play. I'm always willing to pull the trigger. I'm always willing to say, hey, you know what? Let's give this a chance. But at the same time, if the play is not doing what we want, we have to be able to move on from it. Guys, stock market is now open. Stock market is now live. It is currently 9:30 in the market right now. What did we get? Guys, we had a little spike up to 780. 780, big reversal right here. Guys, look at the crash. 690, $7. Dek, what was the high of the day? The high of the day over on this play was 782. Dek, where was your first entry right here? SISI, I was going to get filled at 790. So guess what? I missed my first entry by 8 cents. 8 cents I missed out on. 8 cents I missed out on this nice dump. I had an entry at 790, 798, 799. So again, I was going to look, as you guys know, for SISI. Now, I'm going to cancel these low 790s. I don't want these anymore because if it comes all the way back up to 790s, there's a great chance it could squeeze on up even higher. So I'm actually going to get rid of anything right around $8. I'll leave the higher ones, like 870-ish. I'll leave those in case that ever happened. Unfortunately, we just missed it. Again, another great play. Another great play, another great plan. Seeing, hey, Dek, it's August trading. Most of these plays are going to spike and then come crashing right back on down. Hey, let's stick with that, right? Zach, Dek, does SISI, does the uptrend into the bell look like it has strength? I mean, right now, as you can see, that uptrend is basically cracked on off, right? So that uptrend right here and right now, that thing is not holding on up as well. Do you have, again, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play? Trying to, again, hold on up. We'll see what we can do here. All right here, baby. Getting some weakness. Looking for the first trade of the day, first big breakout of the day, first big buying volume of the day. Where is going to be our opportunity to trade? We know SISI here, traders. We do know SISI has a lot of potential to squeeze right back on up. Look at this play. Still trying to squeeze back on up. As I said, this is probably going to be the most active. This is probably going to be the stock that has the most amount of volume. This is going to be the stock that has the best chance. No direction just yet. Again, we are looking for that best money maker. We are looking for that best spiker. So right here, team, we are all set, ready to rock and roll, making sure that you guys are becoming better and you guys are growing and learning. Team, can I ask you guys something? And again, this is a serious question right here. Can I ask you guys, 1 to 10, Can you guys rank me at this moment 1 to 10 on how I do teaching you every morning as a streamer, as again a mentor? 10 saying, Dek, you go over absolutely everything. 1 being you suck. Now, if you put a 5 or a 4 or a 3, I am open to it. But all I want to know is why. What do you want out of me that I can improve on? I like criticism, but honest criticism. I like, again, knowing where I can grow and learn. If I'm 10 out of 10 in your eyes, beautiful, and I love that. But I need every single person right now in chat, over on YouTube, over on Twitter, drop a 1 to 10, 1 to 10 on how am I as, again, a streamer, as a mentor to you, going over and growing and becoming better, be able to do this every single day. But I want to know, of course, if I'm a 4 in your eyes, why? And what I can do better on. I mean, guys, we're loading it on up, though. 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 9 out of 10 out of 8 out of 10. I see a 7. Hey, if I'm a 7 in your eyes, tell me why. What can I do better? Traders, I've been live streaming for the last, 8 years now. And the thing is, I want to become better. I don't want to just stay where I'm at. I don't want to plateau in anything I do in life. So even if I've been streaming for the last 100 years, I will ask, where can I grow? Where can I be better? And it's because of you that I'm where I'm at. It's because of you guys that I'm able to keep on learning and growing. But I love you, and I appreciate every single person putting 10s. I love that, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But at the same point, if there is someone right here that's like, oh, Dek, I wish you did this more, I would love to hear it so I can be able to accommodate you. Guys, look at SISI getting weaker, fading back on down, starting to drop, starting to get weaker here. Dek 7, I just wish you were more handsome. All right. might be cutting the chat a little bit more short today, guys. I might go hit the gym. We can always work on things. We can always work on things. Dek, how do you keep your teeth so white? I have 8 cavities. All right, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to turn off the music here for a second. If you ask me, again, how do I have white teeth and you have 8 cavities, I'm just going to start with one simple answer for you. Just brush your teeth. Jeez Louise, you have 8 cavities? How about you try brushing your teeth every now and then? I don't think anyone should have 8 cavities. Just, again, before you go to bed, just put some toothpaste in your mouth. This is a very simple solution. Again, we're not talking about getting braces or veneers or whitening or any of that. Just brush your teeth every now and then. If you have 8 cavities, let's just slow down our roll. I think you're going from A to Z. You're trying to step up a little too quickly right now. Let's just start about, maybe putting some mouthwash in there every now and then. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but let's put the monkey out of the box here for a moment. SISI. See what we have here. NBY here. Let's see, of course, what's coming on up. Dek, what's going on this week with the Feds? The Feds, guys, very big week ahead. Jackson Hole. Now, traders, why is that big? Jackson Hole is when Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. Now, I love Jackson Hole meeting. It's my favorite meeting. It's like they all go through like a little calendar shoot. You get like these very like nice calendar pictures. It always cracks me up a little bit. So, every single year, Jerome Powell is going to be heading on out to Wyoming, to Jackson Hole. And again, they are going to be talking about what they see for the rest of the year, what they see with interest rates, what they see with inflation, and what's going to be coming on up. So just a little heads on up on Friday. Everyone mark this down. On Friday, in the matter of 3 days, we are going to be seeing Jackson Hole. And the Jackson Hole meeting, Jerome Powell is going to come on out, and he's most likely going to be talking about the rest of the year and how many interest rates we're going to be cutting. Talking about September, interest rate cuts. November, interest rate cuts. Right? January, interest rate cuts. Are we going to be having them? How much? So the thing is, traders, we could be cutting interest rates a lot in the next 6 months. And on Friday is when Jerome Powell is going to be telling us how much and how often are we going to be cutting interest rates. Okay? So Jerome Powell, Jackson Hole Friday, very big day. That's going to be probably around 12 o'clock, I believe. So just, kind of just keep that on your back burner right now. Good question, though. Way to bring that on up and just, keep everyone on top of it. We are watching NBY. Little bit of slow and steady. Let's see if we get anything pumping here today, traders. Guys, little heads on up for every single person. You guys know of it. But Monday, upcoming Monday, is our summer boot camp. We are going over everything. Traders, Monday through Friday, 2 hours a day, we are doing the summer boot camp. We are basically, next week, I'm not going to be trading much because I'm taking the final week of August, the final slow week, and I want to teach everything I know. So I can tell you right now, if you are on TradeCaster next week, Monday through Friday, by Friday, you will be a 10 times better trader, at least understanding of the market. It's going to take experience. It's going to take work. But at the same time, you're going to have a massive increase in your education. You show up every single day. You listen for 2 hours a day. You take notes. You ask questions. You will become a much better trader than where you are now. We will go over everything from the start of what is a stock all the way until the end of everything I know on level 2s and readings and technical analysis and everything along that line. So I will record it. I will be, again, sharing it with only members. I'm not putting this live for anything else. And again, that's going to be our summer boot camp. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to go. We do have, again, the cheap TradeCaster prices right now, back on down to $79. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll starting next Monday. It's going to be incredible. Team right now, TRIBTHAR. All I'm trying to do at this moment, though, is, again, just watch and wait. I want to get the spike today, huh? I want to get the mover here today, huh? I want to get the action today. Let's get ourselves going. And again, this is just sometimes that August trading. Let's do this here, baby. I want to get our first trade on the day, but we need to see something getting a little bit more attention. AUUD right now, traders. AUUD trying to get a little hype. AUUD trying to get a little bit of hype. Deck, where would you look for this play? I'm looking for shorts right now. Basically, whatever pops on up, I'm going to short right back on down. That's what I'm looking for. Anything that spikes on up, short right back on down. Deck, what time are you starting next week? Probably 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is my goal every day. Right now, AUUD. Let's see if this one can get up towards around that 350 area. THAR. THAR, again, old spiking high up towards 180. And remember, all it takes sometimes is one trade. All it takes sometimes is one trade to be able to wake on up. BSLK, guys. BSLK. BSLK. Everyone take a look over here. BSLK. Top gainer 2 weeks ago. Came back on down. Top gainer earlier last week. Came back on down. Top gainer yesterday. Spiked on up. Coming back on down. Traders, anyone think BSLK might get a little hype? Anyone think BSLK might get a little action? BSLK known to get big upper shadows and then fade. Big upper shadows and fade. If you guys are interested over on BSLK, you might get a quick $10 break. Deck, where can this run on up to? I would say like 1150. BSLK starts getting some buying volume. I would say like 1150 this one has opportunity to run up towards and spike up towards. I definitely could imagine BSLK getting some crazy hype and momentum, trying to squeeze and spike back up towards around that 1150 area, go from there. If BSLK does get above $11, that's probably where I'd look to short it. So BSLK, a little bit of an upper shadow right at 10 bucks so far. Came on up to $10, couldn't break $10. If we do break $10, I think we squeeze right up towards like $11 plus. So BSLK, right now traders are not looking at the top gainers of today. Right now, traders are not looking at, again, the stocks with the hottest news. Right now, traders are looking at, hey, what stock is starting to get some momentum that I can make money on? You're here to make what money, aren't you? You're here to make cash, aren't you? You're here for a positive reason because I want to be able to make some sort of funds. BSLK, it's moving. If you have a stock that's moving, you have a stock that can make you money. SPAI, little bit of spike as well. Strong $5 resistance, most likely. So again, SPAI, $1, $5, $10. Those are all strong resistance lines. SPAI starts again grinding its way on up. We have strong resistance coming on up. Yeah, that's going to be right around $5 here, team. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe we get up a little bit higher, maybe like 520 if this play does keep on getting that ripping and running. But you can see, look at this red line that naturally Trade Ideas puts it. 460, 460, 460. 460 and then 520 is your main resistance lines. Guys, here's BSLK coming up towards $10 though. BSLK, a much more quick play. BSLK, $10 touch. If you got some cojones, you could go ahead and short right around $10. But if it pops $10, it's most likely going to rip and run. If you guys are interested, you can look for a $10 short. A little bit scary because if this thing pops $10, you might go all the way up towards $11.10 in a very quick manner. But if you got some cojones, yeah, Holmes, yeah, you want to go kick it? Right here, BSLK, you got to watch that one very closely. Traders coming up to $10. There's $10. $10. Watch the ask. Ask are the sellers, aka the shorters, aka people getting out. Right now, there's a $10 wall. $1, $5, $10. Deck, why are we getting trouble at $10? $10 is going to be a wall, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be easy to break above $10. Just like it's hard to break through $5. Just like, again, when you take a look over on SoFi, it's hard to break through $25. SoFi's been dumping it right here. SoFi still, again, getting weaker. SoFi getting weakness here because, again, we hit that $25 wall and we're still, again, getting weaker and fading and falling. So, again, we still have that $10 weakness. And look at SoFi, guys. SoFi still fading, $22.40 down to $21. I mean, SoFi could be a nice little short as well, just because you're just riding that negative momentum. I mean, SoFi yesterday went from $24 down towards $22. Very slow and steady. Guys, even like, you know, a lot of fading and falling right now. Palantir here, ladies and gentlemen, is at a pretty good area. What do I mean? Hey, guys, Palantir is at a 50-day moving average. Palantir has now fallen from 190 down to 150, right? That's weakness. SoFi still fading on down. SoFi getting weaker. We are seeing, how's the market doing? S&P 500. S&P 500 very close to getting weak. Now, traders, why is the S&P 500 getting very close to getting weak? I'm almost tired of showing this picture, but you guys know what picture is coming right here. Team, we are about to head into the worst performing month of the year. The back half of August is known to be red, with September being the reddest month of the year. The back half of August, red. September, the reddest month of the year. Over the last 96 years, everyone. Over the last 96 years, September is known to return a negative 1.55% return. It's known to have a negative 1.55% return. Make sure you guys understand that. So again, February dropping 0.23%, September dropping 1.55%. Right now, SPY's still falling. Also, again, SoFi could just be a nice, still a little short. Anyone interested in just shorting SoFi? Probably back on down like a whole nother $1. I mean, SoFi team, the only issue is a little bit of a chase. You know, we just fell about $1, $22.50 down to $21.50. It's not the biggest chase in the world. It's only, you know, $1. But at the same time, this whole entire market, it seems like it's just fading, right? What's BSLK doing? BSLK still holding $10. Now, traders, let's be honest with you guys here for a moment. A lot of people, and I get it. I 100% get it. You guys are sitting here and saying, come on, Deck, trade something already. Come on, trade something already, you big... I know, I get it. You want me to trade something right now. You want me to get yourself involved in something right now. You want me to, again, just jump in on a play. But I also have to ask you guys, like, where? Where can I jump in with confidence? Where can I jump in on a play and feel good? Where can I jump in and make money? One of the best things to do, again, when you pull the trigger is to be able to say to yourself, hey, Deck, you know, pull the trigger and you can make money and, you know, jumping on a play that, hey, maybe is a little consistent. You know, jumping on a play that feels good. Jumping on a play that, you know, you like. Now, the thing is, team, right now I just don't have anything I absolutely love. Now, that does not mean we're not trading today. That just means at this current moment, I don't need to gamble. At this current moment in time, I don't need to get emotional. At this current moment in time, I don't need to say, well, I haven't pulled the trigger in the first 19 minutes. I got to pull the trigger right now. That's not what trading's about. Let's, again, slow down, Peter Pan. Right now here, team, BSLK. Guys, BSLK, long upper shadow. BSLK, long upper shadow, another $10 rejection. Traders, anyone may be interested in saying, hey, Dek, maybe a first little trade right here? I mean, guys, if we want to take a second here for the moment, we could definitely be saying to ourselves a few different things. BSLK just went from, again, $8.50 up to $10. Long upper shadow above $10. I'm actually going to enter my first short order right here. I am going to do a short order right here. And as long as it stays underneath 10.10, I'm going to keep it. Okay, 10.10 stop loss. Now, Dek, why are you doing this? 200 shares, very small order. Very small order, very small entry. As long as we stay probably underneath like 10.10ish, I'm just going to continue to hold it. And that's just because I am going to be trading this long upper shadow. Now, what do I mean by this long upper shadow? The long upper shadows indicate that we spiked up to a high and we couldn't hold that high. It indicates that we spiked up to a certain area and then buyers ran away. So old upper shadows, or upper shadows in general, basically are going to be like climbing a mountain and setting the flag at the very tippity top. So right now, team, I'm just doing a very small little entry just for fun, just getting some skin in the game. But a very easy way to think about these upper shadows is just thinking about climbing a mountain. And when you do climb to the mountain, what do you do at the very top? You stick a little flagpole at the top, you put a flag out there, and you let everyone know in the future that climbs your mountain that you were there first. Woohoo, I did it. And then, guess what? You head on down the mountain. Basically, what you have right here is this little, again, upper shadow indicates that we are at the top of the mountain. So when we, again, take a look over on BSLK, we can say, oh, Dek, where's a great shorting opportunity? A great shorting opportunity is when we see that we climb this mountain, and then we just had that big upper shadow right there, indicating we're at the top of the mountain. Does that make sense, everyone? So usually we always see red candles after that. We always see red candles after that upper shadow. And it's a cool little trick. To kind of have some fun, try to make a little bit of money. And as long as we don't kind of get back above that $10 mark, there's not really much concern. As long as, you stay underneath 10.10, the $10 mark, there's not much concern. There's not much to be worried about over on that trade. But again, just doing a small little trade, testing the strategy, working on it, just keep it, staying fresh, staying loose. That's it, guys. Staying fresh, staying loose right now. Let's see if, again, BSLK, if it does fade and fall, can come back on down to the VWAP. 944. Guys, look at right now I'm up $150. Right now tier traders 113, 121 bucks, 133 bucks. Look at that, guys. Nice little fade and fall. I'm just going to take my gains right here. Guys, easy. $121. Now, team, is that life-changing? No. Is that life-changing, everyone? No, it's not. But traders, if someone just walked into my room right now and just gave me $121, would I be happy? Yeah, sure. I just made $121 by clicking buttons. Who cares? Right, team? I'm not sitting here saying I'm going to go buy a Conan seg after, again, making 121 bucks. But what I will tell you is that this trade right here was just a small little trade just to get some skin in the game, and it was predictable. Didn't we all realize the upper shadow right there? Right? Seeing a nice little fade, seeing a nice little drop, seeing some weakness. I mean, just a nice little predictable trade just to get you guys some free money. Get you guys some gas money. Right? That's it. So, we'll take it. We'll make sure we're all good. So right now, BSLK still watching. Little upper shadow, climb the mountain, reverse back on down. One of my favorite ways to be able to trade. So right here, team, what else do we have here? BSLK still could easily fade and fall. NBY still not doing too much. NCT still not doing too much. THAR. Team, I talked about this yesterday a little bit. I'm going to bring it up right now. Okay? I'm going to bring this on up right here. I've given out, a lot of pretty good plays in my future, in my past. I've talked about some plays that are absolutely awesome investments. BWXT again, entering that play around 117. Market flew all the way up towards around 190. Remember, we entered AMD back around 112. AMD's all the way up to 160. I've been in a little bit of a rabbit hole. And I will also say maybe I'm just a little excited about the rabbit hole and I still want to calm down and I'm not in on this play in any sort of way. Okay? But what is the one thing that I always try to bring up to you guys? I bring up a lot. I try to think about what is the next big thing? What is the next big thing? What is the next big investment? What is the next big trade? What is the next big field to be able to get yourself involved in? Okay? Now, we know over the last 2 years, stick with me, everyone. I'm going to a place, right? I'm going into my little dark hole. I might just, start rambling on for a little bit. Just stick with me. Let me get it out. So if I'm thinking myself, what is the best play so far in 2024 or 2025? I am thinking to myself, it's probably Palantir. Palantir is one of the best plays over the last 2 years. Now, this was a play that was a $5 stock. It was a $6, $7, $8 stock. And within the matter of about 12 months, the stock spiked all the way up towards around $190. Imagine if you had 1,000 shares on a $5 stock, a $5,000 investment, and it runs all the way up towards $190. Traders, you're making $185,000 from a $5,000 investment. Imagine the people that invest a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. There are multiple 100 millionaires. So obviously, I'm doing research all the time. Guys, you want to know what one of my favorite things to do is? I'll go to the gym a few times a week. Guess what? I'll go on YouTube. I'll go in on some Reddit posts. I'll go through and I just go on the treadmill. Just walk maybe 2 to 3 miles, and I just listen to what people are talking about. Listen to different ideas, and I try to find different ideas that stick that I like as well. Now, some ideas that I've come across that I do like and that I do enjoy is, again, why is Palantir running so hard? Why is Palantir doing so well? Well, again, Palantir is very AI-based. Now, it's AI-based artificial intelligence. It's already in the right field. Now, on top of that, guys, why else is Palantir doing so well? Well, Palantir is doing so well because they have so many connections in the deep government. If that's with Trump, if that's with Doge, if that's with whatever, they have a lot of ties with government officials. Now, what else does Palantir have to do with? Palantir is going to have to do with security, is going to have to do with cyber defense, is going to have to do with I don't think I can say the word, it starts with a T. You guys know what I'm saying. Basically, we are trying to protect the country, right? Security, defense, military, software, making sure that we are protecting our country. Now, guys, that also goes very well with our current president. Our current president is extremely military based. Is extremely, let's spend money for security, for defense, for, again, immigration, these type of things. Palantir is a software that has to do with defense. Now, what else also just happened? Didn't we just pass the big, beautiful bill? The big, beautiful bill that Elon Musk did not like, right? What was that about? That was about spending more money towards military, towards defense, towards government, towards border control, things along those lines, for security. Now, how much money? We're talking trillions with a T. Trillions of government contracts that are going to go to different companies to be able to help protect the United States of America. Guys, Palantir is going to be one of the front runners to be able to get all of that money. Now, that's amazing and that's great. And Palantir is going to be an incredible company. But then I also started thinking, okay, let's think about this here for a second. We have AI. We have artificial intelligence was a very big hot topic. But now we have to think about, it's not just AI. Now we kind of have to break on off into a little bit different. Like, where is AI going to go? And as of now, with the big, beautiful bill that went through, as of now, with our current administration, as of now, with what AI is doing, we have all our cybersecurity. Is the next kind of trend AI or AI defense, artificial intelligence defense, unmanned drones, weapons, attacking, military, things like that? Well, Palantir is the leader at this moment. But maybe is there something else? Like, we have NVIDIA, but is there anything else that could maybe like match NVIDIA? Well, guys, what's NVIDIA's rival? Does anyone know? AMD. Now, AMD is not at NVIDIA's level. But let's be honest here, traders. If I go over towards NVIDIA, I saw that NVIDIA has gone from the price of $10 all the way up to $170. And again, that was before it did a stock split. It was really at around $50 all the way up to $1,000. Do you guys remember that? Now, AMD also went all the way from around the price of $6 all the way up to $225. It doesn't matter if you invested in Nvidia, you made a lot of money. It doesn't matter if you invested in AMD, you made a lot of money. So what I'm thinking at this moment is, what is Palantir's counterpart? What could put Palantir on a run for its money? Because a lot of people feel like they missed out on Palantir. The other one that, again, a lot of people, again, are thinking of is BBAI, Big Bear AI. Now, guys, I will tell you right now, I am not in on Big Bear AI at this moment, but I most likely will be. I'm in on Palantir. I'm already in on Palantir. But if you want to go for what could be the AMD to NVIDIA, what would be the AMD to Palantir, it's most likely going to be Big Bear AI. Now, what does Big Bear AI do? Big Bear AI is also AI defense. And they are having ties with Trump. They also have ties with leaders of border security. They also are already in airports with JFK and things like that, reading your face and who's in the airports. And with the big, beautiful bill that just got passed, we are having trillions of dollars basically heading over towards, again, Big Bear AI as well. So I will say this is going to be an investment that I'm going to get myself involved in. Now, I do not think in any way is Big Bear going to spike on up to $100 this year. But I would say maybe by next summer, you're going to start seeing this thing maybe up towards $20, $30, $40. So again, I have called out some pretty big plays in my lifetime. If that has been, remember, Rocket Lab, if that's been IO and Q, right? IO and Q, we talked about this last August. I said, guys, watch quantum computing. Went from $7 all the way up to $54. I said, hey, everyone, watch Rocket Lab and Rocket Stocks last August. Went all the way from $4 all the way up to $30. I, again, have been in front of a lot of these trends. A lot of these trends. Nuclear plays, right, guys? Hey, watch nuclear plays. OKLO and BWXT. Again, last August, these plays went from $6 all the way up to $56. BWXT, this play went all the way from, again, scrolling on back from, again, $92 up towards $140. One of my favorite things to do, it's like one of my favorite hobbies, is to try to find trends early and try to find them before they develop. Right now, one of my favorite things is, again, Big Bear AI. They just came out with an awful earnings. Just a little heads up for you. I'm not getting away from that. But it's just, they're just so lined up perfectly. With AI, with government ties, with the big, beautiful bill, and again, being, again, working with immigration, border crossings, cybersecurity, things along those lines. So if that trend catches, BBAI will be back up to $10 plus at some point. I don't know. I don't know the date. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be next week. But it'll most likely be within like the next 12 months. So I am probably going to throw $10,000, $15,000 at BBAI in the future. Okay? Coming on up. Just a little heads on up. Take it how you want it. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Put that out there for people. Play I definitely like. Play I definitely like a lot. Also, I will post this video, a video I watched on it, if you guys want some more clarity. Which, let me see if I can find this one video real quick. It was awesome. But basically, that's where I'm at here. Let me find this here for you guys. I want to see if this one's it.
So, Big Bear AI got...
Yeah, this is the video. If you guys are interested, watch this video. Really good video. A lot of great information. Setting stuff on up. But again, I'm not even in on that play right now. So, I like to alert plays before I'm even in on them. Little heads on up. I don't like to alert plays when I'm not in on them. Or I don't like to alert plays and I already have a position. I feel like that's wrong. You know, so just a little heads up. I'm not in on anything at this moment. But I just wanted to post that link. You know, that video right there really, again, sparked my interest. And got myself a little excited. Get your boy a little, again, wound up. Feel like a little golden retriever in August. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Get me going. THAR. Getting the Thor hammer. So we got THAR right here. A little bit of hype. NBY traders starting to fall. THAR still a top play here at this moment. Let me put that link over in the Twitter chat as well. So right now, traders, we got to see what we're at. We got to see what we're focusing on. IMG, AUUD, NBY here. Let's get ourselves ready to rock here. Let's get ourselves ready to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are loving where we're at right here, as I always say, drop a comment right here. Hit that thumbs on up right now. Hit that retweet. Hit that like. Hit me with a good old Dekmar trades. Ah, woo! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Traders, just when you think maybe the energy is getting a little bit lower, no, not at all. We turn things on up. We get ourselves a little bit more excited. We get ourselves fired on up and here ready to go. I'm looking for my next trade. Guys, hit me with some new tickers. Hit me with some new stocks right here. Where is the next trade going to be? That's what I want to find right here at this moment. So we are all good here. Deck, I love how, again, you're telling us about a play and you're not in on it yet. Have never seen another person do that. Thanks, boss. No problem. Guys, I mean, that's wrong of me. Imagine if I, again, bought in on a play beforehand and then told everyone to go buy it. That's not the right way to do things. I'm telling you guys as I'm doing my research. And I'll tell you if I say, hey, guys, I'm not going to do it. And I will say, hey, if I will do it. But again, I'm not, I'm not going to buy something and then tell everyone to go buy it. Guys, I'm not going to ruin my reputation but from everything I built from the last 10 years by, again, trying to make $200 off a play. We're a team. We're a community. We're a family here. I want to teach you. I want to show you. I want to work together. I want to give you guys my thoughts so that you guys can do research and hopefully give me great feedback. You know what I mean? Like that's, I like to be able to grow together. That's what I want. I want to make sure that we're all set here, ready to go and get after it. So let's make sure we do that. Let's make sure we get after it here, team. Now, traders, speaking of absolutely incredible feedback for every single person, I do want to throw out a very special, again, promo. Another company reached out to me, and again, I tested this on out. It's awesome. I hope you guys have checked it on out. I said I wanted to bring this up last week. I'm going to bring it up right now to be able to remind every single person. Something that is extremely important about becoming a better stock trader is what? Is learning how to be able to trade. Tracking your trades. Becoming a better trader by learning what your past mistakes were. Guys, I will tell you right now, if you are a person that wakes on up, you trade, you lose, you get frustrated, slam the laptop down, walk away, wake up, do it all over again, slam the laptop, walk away, wake up, you're never learning anything. Guys, you know what the best way to learn is? By watching your past mistakes, by learning from your past mistakes. If you're an athlete in any sort of way, if you guys grew up in high school, basketball, football, golf, whatever, you always have to record yourself. We used to record our games. We would record our swings. We would record whatever so that we can go back and say, wow, look what we were doing there. Wait, I was completely out of position at that moment. All NFL teams, do you guys not realize, again, they have their Sunday games. And when they come back on Tuesday or Monday or whenever they come back, that's film day. They sit down and they say, okay, let's watch the film from our game. And they say, what the heck were you doing right there? You completely missed that block. That was not the correct route. And you're a little embarrassed. You're a little upset. You're getting called out in front of the entire team, but it sticks in your mind now that I did something wrong. It's okay to be embarrassed every now and then. It's okay to be able to say, hey, you know what? I did something incorrect. Let me learn from it. But you showing up every day and just getting upset that you lost on a trade and never growing from it is the worst thing you can do because you're in that never-ending cycle of never becoming better. You're in that never-ending cycle of ever growth. And that's where you guys need to change that. So what did I, again, hook you guys up with? There is a brand new AI trading journal out right now that, again, you guys are the only people in the world to be able to have a 14-day pass. If you guys are interested, there is an AI trading journal that you guys just have to type in 14DAY. It is case sensitive. This is like the creator access. So just so a heads on up, this is the creator access. No one else has this. I post the link right there. Type in 14DAY. Then click access sign up. And now you guys are going to get 14 days access to the AI Trading Journal. Now, what's the AI Trading Journal? It's going to link to your broker, and it will tell you what you're doing wrong. hey, you're over trading. Hey, again, you're trading too much, you're trading too little, you're not having a stop loss. You can connect it to your broker. It will give you feedback. So again, AI, artificial intelligence, really cool. Some people love AI, some people hate AI. But again, in certain situations where you can get feedback and learn to grow and become better, check this on out. So every single person right now, it's literally free. Go check it on out. I always, again, like to be able to help you guys because I reach out to these different companies or companies reach out to me. And when they have a great product, I want to be able to help you guys. So if you guys have not, go do this right here, right now. Just posted the link for you guys so that you guys are all good. Dek, have you tried it? Absolutely. It's been great. So make sure you guys go do that. I'll post that over on Twitter as well so that you guys are all good. All right, so right now we got one trade. We got one trade underneath their belt, $121. Looking for that next possible trade, next possible opportunity. What is the code? The code is 14-day. 14-day is the code. So again, promo code is 14-day for that 14-day pass. That's the creator access side that you guys have. Guys, all heads on up. THAR trying to get a little bit of momentum. So we are, again, sitting back here, and we're really just waiting for some volume. Team, I know, I get it. I 100% understand it. If you're sitting here and saying, Dek, I want to see more trades. I want to see bigger profits. I want to see more money. Guys, I got you. It's August. Do you not realize that, again, in Wall Street traders don't even trade in August? They go to the Hamptons. They go to the beach. They sit around. When is the hottest time to trade? Well, we are about to enter it. The hottest time to trade in the entire stock market here, team, is what? You guys can clearly see it is going to be October. Almost a 1% return. You guys have November, 1.49% return. And you guys have December, 1.96% return. So, when you guys take a look at August, and the average return is 0.87%, that's one of the slowest months of the year. One of the least amount of volume plays of the year. Things pick up heavily as after Labor Day. Even if that means dropping. Even if that means fading and falling. It just means, again, after Labor Day, we have kids back in school. After Labor Day, people are no longer on vacation. After Labor Day, it's the official end of summer. After Labor Day, that's where, again, buying volume starts moving on in increasingly. So I do want to make sure every single person understands that we have about a week and a half left until we get back into that hot time and into that crazy time, which is also why next week, it's all summer boot camp. Next week, I will tell you I'm not going to be trading much. I'm only going to be doing hard summer boot camp every single day. As again, I want to make sure everyone has perfectly clear clarity before we go into the future, right? Before we go into that hot time. Dek, SPY starting to get weaker. Guys, the big thing is the SPY could easily bounce back on up, right? SPY right here. SPY right now at this moment. This place starting to fade and fall and drop at this time. Now again, SPY, what's the big thing we need to be aware of? Friday. Okay? Friday, Jerome Powell. Friday, Jerome Powell speaking. Friday, Jerome Powell is coming out live. Friday, Jerome Powell is going to be talking about interest rates. Friday will be the biggest day of this week. So when Jerome Powell speaks on Friday, that will be the biggest movement we have. I believe he speaks, I want to say 2 p.m. usually. If I'm incorrect, please correct me. It's either 12 o'clock or 2 p.m. But Friday is most likely when the SPY will have its biggest move of the day. Right here, traders, we want to make sure that we are all set. Team, if you guys see anything that is spiking, please, again, feel free to throw it on out there. Right? What do we got at this time? NBY fading and falling a little bit. NBY fading and falling. THAR, little bit of a spike. THAR, a little bit of movement. IMG, small little climb so far. TRIB, a little bit of a drop. GLE right here. No. MMA. Guys, I'm not seeing much right now. Not seeing much at this time. SPY still getting weaker. How's SoFi doing? SoFi back on down towards around the low of the day of that 2140 mark. Also, again, Palantir still getting a little beating. Guys, look at Palantir taking a beating at this moment. Probably the biggest pullback we have seen on Palantir for a little bit. Now, I'll tell you, guys, load up on Palantir. Where? Probably 120s. 120s, 1-teens. If you can get like a 119, 118, load up on Palantir. I mean, team, can you really be that shocked that Palantir is fading and falling? Can you really be that shocked that Palantir is dumping? Just go to a monthly chart. In a monthly chart, what do we have on Palantir? It's gone from $25 to $190. Yes, this is a very big upper shadow at this time here. Palantir, guys, is having a very large upper shadow. Palantir has gone from 190 down to 146. Now, traders, it doesn't matter if you're in the monthly chart. It doesn't matter if you're in a weekly chart. It doesn't matter if you're in a daily chart. If you see this very large upper shadow, what is that telling us? Telling us a reversal is coming. Just like this morning when I traded BSLK. I traded BSLK for what reason? Because BSLK this morning had a clear-cut upper shadow. Didn't it? Clear-cut upper shadow. Right here, Dex short it. Go ahead, pull the trigger, make some baby gains. Baby gains, guys. Upper shadow, absolutely awesome. Palantir, upper shadow, red candle. Probably going to fall back down to the 120s. So do I like Palantir? You guys know Palantir is an incredible investment. Incredible investment. But at the same time, you want to probably wait till the 120s and then go ahead and hammer it. Right now, THAR still watching this one. So guys, sitting back, staying smart. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? I want to open up the floor right now. Open up the floor. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Right now is an absolutely perfect time to ask. UPLD. Deck, what were the plays that NVIDIA invested in? Great question. Let's go ahead and take a look. What plays have NVIDIA stock investments? So let's see here. What has NVIDIA invested in? And I know there's a few plays, guys. What are the ones that you guys know off the top of your head? I know they invested in like APLD, right? Then they invested in a few of these. Let me see right here. So their biggest investment right here, traders. Their biggest investment, they own 13% of CRWV, CoreWeave. Now, I do know they are trying to turn CoreWeave into like an Amazon of artificial intelligence. If I'm incorrect with that, please, again, feel free to correct me. But CoreWeave, guys, got the NVIDIA investment, and obviously CoreWeave went crazy. When you get invested by NVIDIA, the world's most valuable company, what do you think is going to happen? Stock's going to go crazy. Stock went from $35, spiked all the way up towards $187, went from $187 back down to $86. Deck, where's there going to be a good dip buy opportunity? I'm trying to take a look right now. I mean, we could be near that good dip buy opportunity. This old spiking high is all the way back down to $64, $65. CRWV, NVIDIA's biggest position. Possible dip buys coming on up, right? What do we have right here? ARM Holdings, ARM chips. These chips, guys, is in nearly every single person's cell phone. They have been holding ARM for I think like a year and a half, 2 years now. ARM's been essentially moving sideways. It's not a bad investment. It's not a good investment, right? It's not bad in any sort of way. It just hasn't really done anything in 2025. If we want to take a look at ARM stock, what has the ARM stock done? I'm going to take a guess real quick. If it literally looks like it's up like 1% on the year. ARM, what do we have here? Year to date, down 0.5%. So basically, ARM hasn't done anything. It just moves sideways right now. What about RXRX? This is, I believe, a medical company that uses AI. NVIDIA has invested into them. quick little spikes here and there. But what I will say is, team, take a look at what we usually see. If you take a look at RXRX, what do you guys notice? It's known to spike when it comes down to $5. $5 breakout, $5 to 15, $5 to 15, $5 to, again, 13. Now, again, it's sitting right next to $5. If you are interested in RXRX, I'm not saying it's a great investment, but I am saying NVIDIA has invested into RXRX. You could definitely get your fair share of spikes here and there. What about APLD? Another very popular play that people like. APLD, guys. APLD has gone from 350 all the way up to 1430 because NVIDIA invested in. And what is one of the best stocks of 2024 so far? NBIS. NBIS is another stock that NVIDIA invested in. And guess what? Everyone flooded into this play. If you guys want to take a look right here, this is actually one of the best investments, NBIS, of 2025 so far. NBIS is currently up 106% year to date. 106% year to date. Now, I usually get a question, and people always ask me, they say, Dek, don't you say to never invest in the stocks that are like $5? Don't you ever say that the majority of penny stocks fade and fall? How can you say that when, again, you know, at one point, Palantir was at $5? How can you say that when at one point, Rocket Lab was again at $5? How can you say, well, again, does anyone know the difference? What's the difference between me telling you, guys, I would never go long-term over on THARW or THAR? Dek, I would never go long-term over on NBY. What's the difference on these, traders? Does anyone know? It's the float. I'll be honest, I have never seen, I don't think I've ever seen it. I have never seen a stock with a float that is 10 million and under turn into a great long-term investment. They're too tiny. They go on very hard spikes and rips and runs, and then they come crashing right back on down the moment momentum shifts. Team, Palantir was a $5 stock. But Palantir, again, when you take a look over on this play, it also has a float of what? 2.19 billion. Okay, well, Dek, what about Rocket Lab? Rocket Lab right here. Again, it was a $5 stock at some point. You take a look over on this play, what's the float? 424 million. These are slow and steady plays that have enough shares for institutions and Wall Street and to be able to actually have big insider buying positions. BBAI, right? Some that's $4, $5 right now that could turn into something good in the future. What's this float? 367 million. You guys get what I'm saying now? There's a big difference between a little tiny penny stock with a low float compared to, again, a stock that has a larger float that could turn into something in the future. Please just make sure that you guys are always aware of that. BSLK, very slow and steady, fading on down. THAR, working its way on up here. So right here, traders. Dek, why is SPY, Palantir, AMD, NVIDIA, why are they all dumping every day now? Traders, didn't we talk about this? I mean, it's right here. It's right here, guys. Didn't I tell you that last week we will see the market start turning and dropping? Didn't I tell you that after August 17th, we are going to see the market drop and fade? Didn't I say last week, hey guys, August 17th, statistically speaking, will be the last green day on the stock market, or will be near the high before we start getting into the back half? Over the last 96 years, the end of August is usually red and September gets very red. So why is this happening? It's history. It's facts. It's what we have seen. So why is everything falling? Guys, it's probably going to fall for the next 30 days. So, hey, we will get green days, 100%. We could have Jerome Powell say something and it pops right back on up. These things could all happen. At the same time, though, just be aware. S&P 500, we're going to be good. Right? September will be the worst month of the year for that reason. THAR, new high of the day. THAR here, team. Let's see. THAR, for us to be able to make some money, we're going to have to pull the trigger and, like, on some bigger shares. What did we get up to? We got up towards around 225 so far. I mean, we could go ahead and look for some shorts if you guys are interested. Probably like a 220. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's not super active. Let's see if we can what we can do here. Oh, maybe over on THAR. THAR, what can we do over on this play? Because it definitely looks like it's getting a little bit weaker. It definitely looks like it's fading on down here slightly. THAR. How much are shares to short on this play? If we wanted to jump in on this play, grab some shares to short, make a little bit of money here. Not expensive at all. That's not too bad. THAR, what's the high of the day? 225? Let's see if we can get some entries above 220. Maybe again, if THAR can come on up towards around that 225, we can hammer on some shorts and try to be able to make a little bit of cash. There still has good volume. Like, there's still a lot of orders going through here. We could definitely get a little pop here, traders. I will, again, if I can get like 6,000 shares to short THAR, I could definitely look for that. A lot of strong resistance. Where at? What's this area? 230? 230 on the dot. That's going to be some stronger areas of resistance. Anything above 225, great entry. Traders, look at this. Still having that rejection. Oh, don't die on us. Don't die on us now. Don't die on us right here. We were looking for that little spike. Now it's starting to fade back on down. All right, guys. THAR is starting to end a little bit here. THAR is starting to end a little bit. Room to fall back down towards around that 182 area. SOXS. Starting to get a little weaker. Could be a slow and steady short. I mean, that's it, guys. If you want to trade right here, it's always slow and steady. Homeless to humble deck. Every time I watch you, I learn something new. Best community in the game, hands down. Man, I love you. I love you. Some people think, again, I love this community. No, I'm individually in love with every single one of you. It's an issue. It's a problem. Don't be freaked out by it. Embrace it. Embrace my loving internet arms. Let's do it together. THAR starting to drop here. NBY, GLE, TRIB, FAAS, AXTI, UPLD. A little bit some ugliness right now, team. A little bit of lower volume right now. A little bit of lower volume. A little bit of that ugliness. One Stop Prop saying certified payout $1,200 at Jay Nagy, member in chat. Hey, awesome. So great to see. And again, if you guys are trading options, if you guys are trading prop firms, if you guys are trading penny stocks, if you guys are trading anything, and then you guys get your payout on your prop firm, I mean, that's amazing. You guys take out money out of your account. That's amazing. But it's great to see like what's possible. And again, you know, if you're a prop firm trader and then you get your payout, I mean, that's so cool. So awesome, guys. S&P 500 still starting to fade. Traders, we might be coming on down to an end here just because, again, preserving our money is just as good as making money. Does anyone feel like they're starting to get to that point where you got two options right now? You're starting to get to that point where you're like, hey, maybe I shouldn't trade today. Maybe I shouldn't, you know, go ahead and jump in on a stock. Or you're saying to yourself, okay, I got to find something. And now you're getting emotional. Now you feel like you might force. Now you might start over trading. Now you might start putting yourself in a position that you shouldn't be. Traders, we got 2 more days this week. I'm going live both days. Again, as I said, I'm not going live any day next week. Next week is for members only. Next week is for August, for the end of August, the summer boot camp. Next week, guys, summer boot camp. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. That's going to be an absolute blast. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. But again, I want to be able to make some big money, but we have to just understand market conditions. Market conditions are slow. Market conditions are a little bit weaker. Market conditions are, again, starting to drop. Now, traders, I know I'm going to say 90% of people are like this right now. Market conditions are slow. Guys, see this as one of the greatest opportunities. What do you mean, Dek? Over the next 2 weeks, you are most likely going to be able to enter Palantir at a low. Over the next 2 weeks, you are most likely going to be able to re-enter the S&P 500 at a low. Over the next 2 weeks, you're most likely going to be able to enter AMD at a low. Let the stock market fall. Get ready for your next dip buy opportunity. Let the stock market fall. Get ready for your next dip buy bounce. Let the stock market fall. Get ready for that chance to be able to make a lot of money in the near future. Do I make myself clear? So again, this is not a chance that, like, let the stock market fade and fall. Let the stock market get weaker. Let the stock market again get ugly. Let the stock market again continue to crack here. Let it fall. Let it drop. Let it get ugly here. We are going to be absolutely fine. All right? So, beautiful work. Beautiful job. Traders, 10:30 in the market right now. I just want to say, hey, I love you. I love everyone that's tuning in every single day, getting as jacked up with me, putting in a nice work, 2.5 hours of live streaming, being here with the squad, being here with the community, growing, learning, becoming better. Guys, check out the AI Trading Journal I posted. Check out foxrunner.com. Check out Trade Ideas. Check out One Stop Prop. Check out tradecaster.com. Check out Cobra Trading. All, again, our different partners and different affiliates here. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. Team scanners are up. Live stream is going to be going over on Tradecaster, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has joined us today. It's an absolute joy. It's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute blessing to be here with you guys every day. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and help me wrap this thing on up. You guys know the drill as always. Let's do it, team. In 3, 2, 1. I love you. Enjoy it. Happy Wednesday, traders. Let's keep this party going.
Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman.
I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock
I'm
it on up.
too when I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here. Ball so hard since we
1,400.
here. It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
Take your pick. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.